Ma'am, go with my bailiff now. Now. Clerk calls case, People versus Colette Haynes.
Victoria Burton here, she's assistant prosecutor appearing on behalf of the people.
Sherilyn Foster Tucker on behalf of Colette Haynes.
Right from the opening seconds, we're stepping into a courtroom where the tension is already building. This isn't just a routine roll call. This is a bond violation situation, and those can flip a case upside down fast. We've got the prosecution ready, the defense ready, and the judge already signaling that time and compliance are going to be central issues. When someone is out on bond, the court expects strict follow-through, appointments, testing, check-ins. No gaps, no confusion, no delays. But here's where it gets interesting. The defense is about to present a medical emergency explanation involving diabetes and hospitalization, which could justify missed obligations if the timeline holds up. Watch closely how the judge reacts to the dates, not just the story. In court, sympathy matters, but documentation and timing matter more. As this unfolds, ask yourself, should medical hardship excuse procedural failure automatically, or does accountability still come first? Let's see how the court weighs compassion versus compliance.
Haynes. You state your name.
Colette Haynes.
All right.
Thank you. In regards to the PCC, Your Honor, we are requesting an adjournment just for some continued negotiations.
All right. With reference to the
This
violation.
is a critical judicial pivot moment. Notice what the judge is doing, shifting from explanation to timeline analysis. Judges often evaluate credibility by anchoring everything to dates and actions, not intentions. The defense has presented a medical crisis and confusion around procedure, but the court is now measuring the gap between the September events and today's hearing. That gap is dangerous territory for any defendant on bond. The longer the delay without corrective action, like testing or reporting, the weaker the compliance argument becomes. Also important here, misunderstanding instructions rarely works as a full legal shield when you have counsel assigned. Courts expect defendants to verify requirements through their attorney. So now the pressure point becomes responsibility versus confusion. What do you think carries more weight? Her claimed misunderstanding or the judge's expectation of proactive follow-up? This turning point often predicts how strictly the ruling will land.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Haynes is prepared to admit to the bond violation today and provide an explanation.
All right. I'll accept the admission, but what's the explanation?
Your Honor, it does state in the bond violation report that on the 22nd, when she reported she was visibly ill at the time, she explained to me that she has diabetes and shortly after that went into DKA and did have to be hospitalized for a few days. So unfortunately, she ended up missing that new scheduled appointment as well as her first PCC. After missing the PCC, she did contact me and we worked to get this case set to do a bench warrant recall. So she is willing to test. She is willing to comply on bond. She is sorry that she missed that appointment and she's hoping to have an opportunity to go touch base with community corrections today and reschedule.
Thank you.
But okay, I hear what you're saying, but when I look at this, all of the events that I have in this occurred at basically toward the end of September.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm now almost 30 days out and nothing's been corrected.
And Ms. Haynes indicated to me that she wasn't aware that she needed to make contact with community corrections because she had the bench warrant.
I didn't know that I can just go back there and.
Yeah, but once the bench warrant was cleared, she still.
Now we're hearing the judge outline a compliance pattern, and patterns matter more than single mistakes. The court is stacking the issues: missed testing, missed appearances, community corrections noncompliance, and delayed follow-through even after the warrant process began. In legal settings, repeated procedural misses create what judges view as reliability risk. Even if each individual excuse has some merit, together they can signal instability in supervision. The defendant is offering immediate corrective action. I can test today, but courts often look backward, not forward, when ruling on violations. Promises fix futures, records decide rulings. Also notice how the judge emphasizes attorney access. That's the court reinforcing that guidance channels were available. Engagement question for you. If someone shows up willing to comply now, should the court prioritize the present willingness or the past failure? This distinction often determines whether bond survives or collapses. And there it is, bond revoked and a 7-day jail sanction ordered. From a legal standpoint, this outcome reflects enforcement of bond conditions rather than punishment for the underlying charge. That's an important distinction. Bond is conditional freedom, not guaranteed freedom, and when conditions aren't met, judges have broad authority to revoke it quickly. The court weighed the medical explanation, the confusion claims, and the delayed compliance, but ultimately prioritized the uninterrupted record of missed obligations and lack of testing. The takeaway here is clear. Courts treat supervision requirements as active duties, not optional steps, and misunderstanding procedure rarely outweighs documented noncompliance. This case shows how fast a situation can escalate when communication and follow-through break down. If you found this case as intense and eye-opening as we did, make sure to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns and legal drama analysis.